Okay, I think we've had a good one today. We've touched on some
Yeah,
points.
I mean, I'm a bit vexed we didn't really get to go in a bit more
because we wanted to have a
About what?
conversation with you.
Yeah, we want to find out some stuff
Talk to
from
me,
our
what did I
point of
do?
view.
About
just-
you, about British Blacklist,
man.
about because
Ask me
obviously
one question.
Man, really put man on
Yeah,
the
it's
spot
quite-
there. No,
Well,
it's
no,
like-
because we kind of had done our research, so we knew that
Yeah.
like, you started off as like a hairdresser.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you started
yeah.
off a hairdresser, and
Yes.
then you
Because I got kicked out of college, and my mum told me to.
do something.
You're not fucking staying at home. So I had to go with my auntie, who had a hairdressing salon in White City, out of her flat, and it was very popular. So I did that, went back to college, then worked in hairdressers again.
What did you do at college?
Performing arts when I was a bit serious, and I still wasn't serious. Shout out to Chucky Venn, who's in Casualty. He was in my class, and he was amazing. And he took it seriously, and we were like, why the fuck is he taking it so seriously? Now we know why.
Yeah.
But naturally, hairdressing was my God-given talent, so I just went into that without really knowing what I wanted to do. And then I started doing like fashion shows and music videos and shit like that. And then I got pregnant, and then I pivoted and said, let me go into media. And I got a journalism degree.
What was the like the thought process of going into media?
There was none. There was. Basically, when I was in school, the one lesson that I could not fail at, regardless of anything, was English. I was always good at English, and I always just generally loved media and stuff like that and entertainment. So I thought, because of the levels of hairdressing that I was doing, where I was starting to get to do fashion shows and big things and long hours, I thought that if I'm gonna become a mother, there's no way my daughter's I'm gonna be able to do that. So I had to kind of ground myself, and so I decided to go and study. Easiest thing was English media. Did that, multimedia studies, and then I went into a degree in journalism.
And
that's it.
how did the British Blacklist come? Like, how did that?
Working at the BBC for about 8 years, I was like, when you work in a corporation that does the arts, but it's not speaking to you as a black person or whatever marginalised group you're from, that's when I was like, I'm still got one foot in the community. I know what's going on. And I always use the example of Daniel Kaluuya in Sicario, where we knew he was in it, but the mainstream was not talking about it. They were talking about everybody else but Daniel.
Yeah.
And these times, if he was a white boy, they would have been like, dude from da-da-da is in this film, this big blockbuster film. He didn't get the mention. So then I was like, how do I rectify that? And also, I was looking at how do we find information. This is showing my age, but back in the day when you used to go to HMV and get the DVDs, and I'd be like, look, I used to collect DVDs religiously, and I'd be like, where's the black film? That might be a black film, like, yeah, I want to get it on DVD, then it's been deleted. So I'm like, who's in control of our stories? Because I know this film is popping in the hood, but yet I go to HMV and I can't find it. Who's in control of that? So I said, let me do a database of films so everyone knows where all these black stories are. So in my research of doing that, I was like, actually, when I got to the UK, there was nothing, barely any lists or information about content being made by black creatives. And that's what started me to think, okay, let me do an IMDb for black creatives in the arts. And it became the British Blacklist in a very short...
Did that pick up quite quickly for you?
No, it's 10 years. No, to be fair, when I launched it, I kept thinking, why has no one done this? It's weird. And just my tenacity in like keep doing, I was working at BBC and then I just was plugging away. So 10 years it's been 10 years. I can't say it happened quickly, but the recognition and the kind of solidifying what it is I was doing kind of became...
That's more what I meant in terms of, because you was kind of the only person in that space, did you find that more of like a lot of the black content creators and actors gravitated to you
Not
quite
necessarily.
quickly? Or was that still quite a process to even get them on board and make them understand the gist of what you were trying to do?
It was a process, but I think it's also learning, understanding what... Because I worked at the BBC, so I had a little bit of insight, not necessarily the glitzy side of BBC. It was all behind the corporate wall and departments and stuff, so it wasn't always the shiny stuff. But you do get an insight into the processes of how things are made and what it takes to get to the talent, which we don't necessarily understand when you're outside of it. So even me, like the journey, you guys now do red carpets with us.
Yeah.
So the journey of when I first, in my first red carpet, which could have been It's a Lot, Femi Oniyeren's film, it could have been that where we're at the bottom end with the online group in a cluster. to my tenacity of saying, nah, I'm going to keep applying, I'm going to keep going. Till now, when we're in the red carpet, British Blacklist gets a nice position next to the higher end.
Hurley.
Yeah, we're in a good position.
Yeah.
That journey there, it's like I'm also quite, people say I'm way too humble for what I do, but it's helped me because that's helped me not always get so upset and jaded when like people are like, nah, we're not doing your thing because who are you? I understand the game. You've got to get yourself to a level where people can respect what you're doing. And I think black people have been done a disservice where our shit isn't funded properly. It's jing bang. It's like not as quality as the stuff that we're trying to get to. So we've got to earn the respect of the platform to make sure that people trust us and say, yeah, okay, I can come to it. There's an element of what we need to support each other. I'm not discounting that. But I always knew in the back of my mind, I've got to be as shiny as my peers in this industry, the white peers, because people are going to want to have something that they can respect and support without feeling embarrassed. And we've been embarrassed for too long for certain things for us. So that kind of kept me grounded. So I was able to do like some of the hard shit. I'm not saying I haven't been mad at people at times, but I also recognise it. If your shit's not quality, why the fuck would they come to our platform? Why should they?
Name of the game sort of thing.
It is.
Yeah. I read somewhere that you never really wanted to be like an actor or anything. Like you never wanted to get involved.
You read it somewhere? Did I say that?
Yeah. Google's an amazing place, but you had said
said that?
Yeah, you had said you wasn't.
Well, no, never.
So I was gonna ask: is there anything in film other than journalism you would have wanted to be in, like behind the camera or like a writer, film, produce? Is there anything you actually?
From a child, I think when everyone says, "I never thought I could do this." From a child, I've always loved the Oscars and I always loved shows and performance. I never knew it would turn into a career. I never knew. But I was always a writer. I'm a writer. I can communicate so much better on paper than vocally, I think. So before I launched the British Blacklist, I started to do a blog diary thing. This was at the very cusp of like blogs and websites and stuff. So I started to do a diary comic strip that in my mind I was like, maybe I can get this made. And then literally after a couple posts and it was starting to get momentum, then I had the idea for the British Blacklist and that took over everything. So I suppose for me, a writer maybe, producer definitely now I've done the industry.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a producer. And people always think I'm an actress when they see me like, oh, do you act? So I wonder what that is. So I think, okay, maybe I could act, but it's not something it's not something I think about or I'd never thought about. But then black girls generally from working class background in South London, who's thinking about being an actress necessarily? Yeah. So I would never have thought that. Maybe if I was in a different environment, I would have gone the actress route. I think I can act. I can't do pirates though.
Clearly,
Clearly. Getting a little role in Pirates of the Caribbean anytime.
I could have been a beautiful wench.
Wow. Okay.
Just not the pirate.
Okay,
fair enough.
Yeah, I know we're running over, but just wanted to touch a little bit on how did the Soul Film Festival come about? So
Yare, a young, lovely gentleman called Yare, he started Soul Celebrate Connect, a film club kind of screening club when he worked at the BFI. And then because we had the British Blacklist going on, he came to me and he was like, can you support this, talk about it, but I'll be our mouthpiece for it. So we did that, collaborated on that quite a long time, for quite a while. And then I just put out comms. Whenever he had an event, I would like go down to Seoul. So we had a friendship like that. And then he was like, I want to do this film festival. And again, he came to me, he goes like, you've been riding with us. Then he got We Are Parable, and then he got New Black Film Collective and brought us all together and just said, look, let's do this. And that's how it came about. We just continued in a festival version of what he had done with the film clubs at the BFI. And then it became Soulfest. Nice. Dropped a group, but now we're just three organisations come together and do that.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. It's not as easy, but it hasn't been easy, but we're still here 5 years in.
That's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
This year again?
Yeah, man. We're working on it right now.
All right.
Last year was amazing. I locked down getting the Silent Twins. We had Jungle. We had Little Darlings. We had...
That's the Amazon one, Jungle.
We had The Come Up. We had another film. Shoot, I'm forgetting. It's really bad. But yeah, we had some good films.
We couldn't make that one.
Yeah.
It's that one. But we're coming this one.
Yeah, there this year.
You have to. It's going to be in August.
Pull up.
The weekend after Carnival, that's when we're going to be.
Zush will be back alive.
I'll be recovered by then,
Zush
you know?
Yeah, man,
Be
you
recovered.
have to be.
I mean,
I see you at Carnival as
I
well,
need a few
randomly.
days.
Did it?
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah,
What day
You
was
was
that?
walking up. Was you catch her walking up?
I see her
Walking up,
when
did
I
you say?
I didn't say that.
walking up.
Oh,
Oh,
walking
walking up.
up.
Oh, damn. No, she wasn't. You
I
was
said
you,
walk.
I
you,
behaved.
you caught me. You was the one that pulled me.
forgot it's
Dragged
a
me,
blur.
actually, to be
Oh,
honest.
by your
dragged
collar.
you.
You
You're
dragged
right.
me. You dragged me. You was like, oi. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Hey.
You're
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Carnival's. I think I did. J2K did a float, so we won the
He
float.
does the home one, isn't it?
Yeah, we won the
float.
home float the first weekend, and the second week I was with my cousin. My cousin lives on the route. So
It's
we were just
funny, actually. I saw you right after I came off your float.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, see.
literally.
Okay.
Right after I
yeah.
came
Yeah,
off your
Carnival's
float.
lit. So
Carnival gets active, man.
So it would have been Saturday.
though I was
No, it would have been Sunday that I
caught
saw you.
in one of those mad crowds at the end of it when they did the rush.
Oh,
I
is it?
was scared for my
That
life.
would have been Monday, though.
It was Monday. I was
Monday
scared.
was that. Monday last Carnival was terrible.
They policed that so badly.
So bad.
Terrible.
So
badly.
I had some girl like next to me. Yeah, I didn't know she was crying, bro. She begged me to get on my back, bro, so she can get. I had her on my back, bro, like so she
It
could see.
was scary.
Bro, she was like here, yeah. The whole place was like crammed. This was right outside West Bank, yeah, outside
Yeah, I know you're talking
outside
about,
West Bank, yeah, by Portobello.
Yeah.
Literally, bruv, yeah. Everyone was trapped like sardines. She
It
was
was
getting
bad.
trampled and she was begging me, please, can I get on your back? I let her on my back. We got through the thing and she had a house right at the top of the road.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it was selling food. So she gave me a whole
That's
nice.
plate of food.
It's
No,
good
it
to
was
be
mad,
a
it was
good
mad,
person
it was
sometimes,
It was
man.
mad, it was
Good
mad.
to be
It
a
was-
good person.
That police, they need to fix that up.
Yeah, that
like
was-
cordoning
that was-
off and
yeah,
blocking and
that
trying
was
to
wild.
They wouldn't even let you leave.
Yeah,
They
it was
wouldn't even
wild.
let you
It
leave.
was-
where I was, thankfully, just under Portobello, under the bridge. Luckily, people was like, "No, we're not having it." So they bust the cordons. So they just everyone dashed through. So we managed to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
down like towards Latimer Road.
Oh, okay.
If I was like in this moment, there's that moment where you feel like you're gonna panic and go nuts. And if you panic and go nuts, that's when you know you're gonna be on the floor
Yeah.
and just dead. But it's just I was just like I'm that close to freaking out. So then the gates open. I was like,
No,
yeah.
it's true because I could only imagine because I'm relatively tall, so I could see
I'm
over.
little.
I could see.
And it's still a problem.
But if you're
In
low,
terms of, yeah.
if you're low and you
don't know
can't even
what's-
see now, you don't know what's going on. Do you understand?
It was that.
So it was, yeah, that was bad. But
it's crazy.
yeah, Carnival was a jump and we'd be there. But yeah, we're
Anyway.
definitely going to be at Soul Film Festival.
100%.
Yeah, man, you have to be.
100%.
That's it.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
Thank you for having me, guys, and thank you guys for having my back because I know it's not easy, but you lot have been holding the British Blacklist down for the red carpets and stuff, and you lot
Oh,
have
man.
actually. It's just nice because I really like to dispel the myth that black people can't work together and this like crabs in the barrel and all that shit. I really, really push against that. I've had some great organisations support me, black people support me, and definitely for however I can't remember how we got
I hollered
connected.
at you.
You hollered.
You ignored my first email.
I didn't
And
ignore
then-
it.
and
I'm
then- and then
a
I
one-woman band.
I re-emailed it. I was like, just FYI,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
last
And
email I
what's
sent
nuts,
you.
I believe he was hollering about something else, and then
You just turn
drifted
into something else.
this,
But it's
and
just
that's
that
like,
you guys have been really lovely, and it's
No,
like
it's been-
I know I'm not the most organised. I'm like, guys, can you just do this tomorrow? Half an hour now, do it. And you guys have done it,
We're
and it's
used
been
to,
nice.
We're used to it now. We're
Yeah,
used
it's-
to
it's
My
It's-
madness, but it's just
life.
nice.
You
It's
go,
been
yeah.
lovely.
Nah,
So
it's been dope. It's been
But
dope.
I said to you from the start because you was very caged with us at the beginning. You wasn't like you weren't really like yo, and I was like yo, man, like what are you saying? I think I kind of just chipped away at you.
but it's also because you don't know what.
No, but it's true. No,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, we
what's
understand
what?
it.
Literally,
But
yeah,
also,
you know.
I
I'm
used to
also
always say, I used to be like, yo, was she not bringing us in for this, that? And he was like, nah, she will. Nah.
But also, it's just understanding because it's sometimes it's one you gotta when you're in this space and you've built the position. Because I think what we need to do as black folks in this space is also really give patience to each other and really remove your ego from everything. It's so fucking hard. I can't say that every day I've been perfect, but it's very hard. And sometimes I get people saying, right, I didn't do this. I'm like, do you know what I'm dealing with? I ain't making money. I got one person that's working. I got my right hand and a bunch of volunteers. British Blacklist looks like a super
really
conglomerate.
does. Yeah.
It really ain't. It's
Yeah, it
me,
really does.
Tamika, shout out Tamika, and shout out Afia, Nana, the writers, Whelan, Lisa, I've got to say them all now, Majola,
Don't forget no one, you know.
you
Innit?
lot, and
The squad.
Yeah.
you know, only oneself, Sam, that's it. All the people them that have supported us over the years, it is hard work and we don't make money.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like you got to bear with us. It's not always that
Yeah.
we're ignoring you and shit like that. But it's just having patience and faith. Like, okay, this is what these people are about, and looking at where you can use it to benefit yourself.
Yeah, we understand. I was only joking.
No,
but
it's based facts.
But
nice.
we get it, man. But
Nice.
now we always big you up as well, because you showed us so, like, in the, like, how long we've been going? So November 2020, and since we've met you, and since you started us throwing us places, like, it's been a big jump. Like, it's been like, okay. Like, we could only, like, I remember a point when we did what was the first Top Boy? That was like a big, like,
That was a big thing.
Yeah.
That was the okay. Yeah, we're doing this now. That was
we'll be famous now.
That was a checkpoint. Well, for real.
Yeah, that was like funny. That was actually
I still got the pass for that.
Me too. I still got the shirt. Might be a little tight, but I still got the shirt. You get me?
Trust me. That's
good.
That's
So
a landmark.
thank you as well.
Yeah,
thank you
100%.
for hooking us up and bringing us in, man. So
100,
like I said, you showed us a lot. Like, even like being forthcoming with how to even get on the carpets and this,
maneuver.
Now we get some ourselves. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man, we even thank you. So
man, appreciate it.